Um, I'm happy to welcome our external examiner, come guest lecture. She is going to provide a guest lecture on IPR and SDGs. I think it is a very, very important and relevant topic as of today. And I am doubly happy that she is from our own alumni. She did her PhD in agriculture economics at our TNAU from 2004 to 2007. And actually, she did her PhD during her as an in-service candidate. Actually, she was joined in NCAP as in ICR system during 1996, and she has completed almost around 29 years, of which 18 years at NCAP New Delhi, and she has contributed a lot in policy related studies. And now she is working at Indian Institute of Rice Research, Hyderabad, and almost she has completed 10 years of service and continuing her work in IIHR, Indian Institute of Rice Research. And she is a very, very humble person, very, very sincere, but very strong in economics. And she is a very, very good friend of mine, as well as our own faculties who has completed their PhDs in as an in-service candidate along with her. So recalling those memories, I welcome our senior scientist, Dr. Lakshmi Prasanna, to deliver her lecture on IPR and SDGs.
I'm going to present a brief about IPR and SDGs. That is the currently important topic. Of course, I am not covering exhaustive things, just to sensitize that these are the issues that can be researched. That is what my purpose of this lecture. And as we all know, IPR means intellectual property is creation of human mind or intellect. And intellectual property law creates legal relation among persons with respect to abstract objects, which in turn allow right holder to control access to physical reproduction of those objects. Means IPR is actually abstract thing, but using those ideas, we create concrete things. So that is what IPR relation. And in IPR influences structure of a society by way of creating power relation. Means if you are an inventor, but you may not be in a position to manufacture that, execute that idea into physical product on a large scale, you can give it to licensing. So their relation comes like contractual farmer. Here also licensing relation is there. Licensor and licensee, that kind of power relations can be created in intellectual property right. And generally, we economists earlier researched on these topics, that is economic growth due to IPR and IPR, as we all know, it's an innovation policy. IPR encourages innovation and IPR competition interface. This is interesting because IPR, we think it creates monopoly, but competition prevents monopoly. But we see that IPR and competition, they are contradictory if we see in short term. But in dynamic sense, if you see in dynamic sense, both are targeting the same goal in different way. Because if you have incentive, then only you invest something. You invest in creating knowledge and ideas. That is what IPR aims to target, which exclusive right for an inventor or determined period of time that incentivizes a person to do research and invent new things. And competition means if already when inventor is there, if you have to overcome him, if you have to catch market, then you will be more innovative ideas. In that way, competition is created. So both the objectives of both the policies are same. Both the policies are same, but if you see straight away, it will look contradictory, but on dynamic sense, they are targeting the same objective. Then IPR in international trade, especially in case of GI and basmati rice, we heard about export of basmati rice and so money to India. Like that, IPR create advantage in international trade also. Then IPR technology transfer, as I mentioned, license or licensing relation, those kind of things. Then IPR When we come to IPR, especially in agriculture, then we talk about sustainable growth, then empowerment of farmers, because mainly two types of IPRs we know, PPVFRA. So in PPVFRA, farmers also can be register their varieties. Earlier, only private sector and public sector are there in landscape of seed market or seed research. But now the farmers are also a stakeholder in the landscape of competition in seed market or seed research. In that way, it is empowering farmers. Similarly, if we talk about GI, it is a collective intellectual property right, giving somewhat more power to more bargaining power to farmers in the valuation of particular commodity, keeping them in advantageous position regarding bargaining. In that way, also IPR is empowering farmers. And biodiversity management. Again, in the PPVFRA, new varieties are being developed. Means this is biodiversity. If we talk about indigenous crops, it's agrobiodiversity, and overall, it is encouraging biodiversity. Similarly, geographical indication. Right now, we have 643 geographical indication registered in India, out of which 200 is agriculture. So if you see crop-wise, like rice crop, right now 28 geographical indications are there. So these are adapted to particular geographic region and they can be cultivated in particular geographical region only. In that way, it is also promoting biodiversity. That is why we say IPR is helping in promoting biodiversity. So, as I said, these are the main IPRs related to agriculture. And this brief PPVFR Act was enacted in 2001, and this focuses on upstream research sector, means development of varieties in the upstream research sector. Then comes the downstream seed market. Then varietal registration started from the year 2009. Though the Act was enacted in 2001, the registration process actually started in 2009 only. Until recently, 7,223 varieties are registered, out of which EDV are 14, extant varieties are 1530, extant BCK are 788. Extant means this is unique to Indian IPR system. In other countries, only new varieties are registered. But in India, already developed varieties also can be registered, provided it is within a time limit. So in that also we have two categories: extant notified. Notified means notified varieties under Seeds Act, and extant VCK means varieties of common knowledge. These are not notified varieties, but still it being popular in among farmers, and farmers know much about those things. And farmer varieties also registered, as I said earlier. And new varieties means after developing a variety within 1 year, if you go for registration without going for commercialization, before commercialization, if you register a variety, that is called new variety. In that, 1074 varieties were registered. So if you see, maximum is under farmers category. That is why we are saying IPR is contributing to farmers empowerment. But actually in field, how far this is benefiting farmers, how much farmers are able to get license fee kind of thing when these varieties are used in developing of new varieties, that and all will yet to be studied and yet to be established. Then some important provisions in PPVFRA is there: compulsory licensing program provision, and that is, if seeds of a particular variety is not available in adequate quantity and a reasonable price after registering 3 years, and if somebody feels there is more demand for a market, and he will try to negotiate with the owner or with the IPR holder, and if he is not giving a license, then one can go for compulsory licensing. That provision is there. And single registration for IPR along with parents. Means suppose a private company is there and it is developing a hybrid using 2 parents. It can do that. It will register 1 parent first, and that IPR is valid for 15 years. After that, it will register second variety, then 30 years. Then again hybrid it will register. So 30, 45 years. That way it can monopolize the market. To prevent those kind of things, a provision is there in PPVFRA. If at all you will invent a hybrid variety, you will develop a hybrid variety, and if you want to register your hybrid variety, you have to register along with your parents. So that for total three varieties, 15 years will be the maximum protection period, not 45. So in that way, it is trying to maintain competition in the seed market. And pricing of seed crop protected varieties means there is a provision that it is between based on negotiation. IPR owner or varietal developer can fix the price to licensee. Those kind of provision is there. Then another highly relevant IPR for agriculture is geographical indication. A geographic indication is a sign used on products that has specific geographical origin and possess, this is important, and possess qualities or reputation that are due to that origin. Like basmati rice I was telling, it is restricted to specific districts in 7 states in north. So if you grow that variety in that particular area only, you can sell it as a basmati. But in Telangana, people are growing that variety for home consumption purpose. They cannot sell it as a basmati. Basmati means only in those 7 states, grown in that specific districts only, it is known as basmati. And why it is a geographical indication means it is established that the quality of rice is due to that area quality. Means it may be soil quality, it can be the climatic factors, and it can be the varieties also. In basmati, some 40 to 45 varieties are developed, and those varieties only, if you grow in that area, you can call it as a basmati. And there is one condition that if a new variety is developed in basmati, at least one parent should be the traditional basmati, then only you can call it as a basmati. So in geographical indication, area is linked, variety is there, and specific practices are there. All these put together will result in a particular quality of a product. And even Food Safety Standards Authority of India has given clear notification when you can call a rice as basmati. Means before cooking, what is the length and breadth ratio? After cooking, what should be the breadth and length ratio? These kind of specifications of product is there. If that product meets that qualities and grown in that area, then only you can call it as a geographical indication. So geographical indications that identify food as originating in the territory of a country or from a region or locality means and territory where a given quality, reputation or other characteristics of the goods is essentially attributable to its geographic origin. So as I told, total geographical indication registered are so far 643. Means India is unique in that is in Europe, you see Europe and those countries, their GIs are limited to agriculture commodities, agriculture crops and livestock commodities like cheese making. But in India, we have for handicrafts also GI is there. So total 643, out of which only 200 is agricultural GIs. And this is only crops, not related to any animal thing. But besides this, food commodities are also registered as GIs. So, Padani Panchamritam is there, Tirupati Laddu is there. Like that, some food commodities are also registered as GI. So GI cannot be delocalized, as I told. It has to be grown in a specified area only. So the farmers will have incentives to preserve that environment. Then only they will get that quality product and they can get premium price. In that way, they have automatically incentive is created to preserve those climatic conditions or those soil conditions. In that way, it is helping for sustainable use of resources. And it is collective GI. A PPVFRA can be an individual company can take, or individual breeder can take, an individual farmer can take, or farmers group can take. But in geographical indication, owner, it is a collective GI. Generally, like tribal development authority is there. It will apply for the GI. But ultimately, who will be using the GI? That will be farmers for particular crop. In that way, it is collective GI. And spillover effect of local development. If some quality product is developed, then processing will be there. In that, employment is created like this, and agro-tourism people are created. In that way, it will have a spillover effect in local development. That is what. Then the challenge arising is climate change. So right now, a particular area is delineated for a particular GI product, but because of climate change, that area may not be suitable in future. So that area may shift to other region. Then how to cope up with this? That is a major challenge emerging in case of GI. So it is not that we don't know anything regarding SDGs earlier, but the thing is we are looking at individual components early, like growth, empowerment, sustainable growth, like that. But after this SDG, because we have 17 SDGs as indicated here, now people are thinking of mapping. If you take a particular GI, how many SDGs it is contributing, whether it is contributing positively or negatively. In that way, we have to assess. That is what emerging research. So, in past studies in IPR in agriculture and SDGs are very less. As I said, we are focusing on individual components. Now we have to see comprehensively. If we take a particular GA, how many SDGs it is contributing. That kind of studies we have to do. The available studies are mostly focused on GIs because when I say IPR here, I am referring to GI. And this particular study of in 2019, they proposed a theoretical framework for and method to assess the connection between GI and public goods. The public good dimensions are carbon footprints. So, if a particular GI product, what is its carbon footprint? What is its water footprint? What is labor to production ratio? What is educational assignment? Because a skill building may be there in case of GI production. It may be generation to generation skill transfer or skill training by extension officers, research officer, like that. Because GI production is skill intensive, so the skill development, education, attainment, and bargaining power in distribution. So in the value chain of geographical indication commodities, farmers as a collective, we talk of FPOs, it is also collective kind of institution, like that GI also collective institution. So it improves bargaining power distribution and the local multiplier spillover effects, socio-economic effect. These can be the dimensions which we can study for GI. So far, we are studying GI means whether farmers are getting premium price or not, those things only. But now we can focus on environmental issues also. That is what the papers are showing. So, this Garish et al. They propose a three-stage methodology for studying GI and SDGs. So, identification of positive externalities produced by the good practices codified in GI code specification. GI means, as I said, it is limited to specific area. Not only that, a production practices will also be specified. Means you have to use these varieties only. You have to plant with this spacing, and yield should be this much only. We cannot aim at more yield just because to catch market and not caring for quality. Those kind of things. Some restrictions will be there. Some codified package of practices will be there in case of GIs. So because of those practices, whether carbon footprint is increasing, water consumption is increasing, or what is happening to public good, and establishing connection between the identified public good and SDG. This is the framework suggested by this particular author. And as I said, COS means production techniques, value chain efficiency, and production area. These are the components one has to target. And categories of public goods are socio-economic, use of natural resources, whether it is adding to quality of natural resource or leading to deterioration of quality of resource, and cultural heritage means as I said, it is skill transfer from generation to generation. Or people are arguing it can check migration from rural areas also. Because of premium price, young farmers may be interested in cultivating those crops. In that way, it is a cultural heritage transfer. And indicators were grouped as per relevant SDGs. And in 2024, Palesco et al. They reviewed past studies. What are the studies on GIA which are focusing on environment, and specific criteria, they would identify 20 studies focusing on GI impact on environment, and concluded that it is difficult to evaluate impact of GI certification on environment. Further, a contradictory picture is emerging whether the effect of GI is positive or negative. And they identified the core features. Product specification, as I said, COS means GI means you have to specify area, what the varieties to be grown, with what seed rate, what spacing, what chemicals you can use, what chemical you should not use. All those codified package of practices will be there. That will result into a specified product of specific quality. As in case of basmati rice, before cooking, the rice length and breadth ratio they have specified. After cooking, what should be the ratio of length and breadth in cooked rice? Those are all quality parameters. If a rice satisfies all those parameters, then only you call it as basmati rice. Like that, for every commodity codified under GI, a product specification will be there. And a role of institutions, as I said, it is a collective institutions and linked with the territory means geographic indication registration itself demands that you have to establish a link between product quality and a given region. Then only it can be registered as a GI. Otherwise, you cannot register as GI. Like for organic farming, you can extend it to any area. But GI means it has to be in particular area. Within GI, you can go for organic cultivation, that is different issue. But GI will be limited to a specific area. And they suggested that to enhance the environmental sustainability of GIs, explicit environmental objectives should be introduced in GI specification. Means so far, the codified practices were established before registering, but now explicit environmental objectives also should be there. That is what they are suggesting, so that GI can contribute positively to SDA. GIs foster collective engagement. Their role will facilitate scaling of sustainability effort. Means if you introduce a particular environmental objective in a codified practice, all the farmers of that GI area or that the GI commodity invariably they have to follow that practice. In that way, you can scale up the environmental friendly activities. Like if you say SRI, it's voluntary. Some farmers can take that system of rice implementation, those kind of things. It's voluntary. But if you in GI specification itself, you say that you have to follow this practice, invariably they have to practice that. So in that way, the scaling up of environmental effect will be easy through GIs. And recently, FTAO and Origin, this is organization for network of GIs all over world, and they put together, develop a sustainable strategy for geographical indication framework. And this framework derived from number of sources like SAPA, means Sustainability Assessment for Food and Agriculture, developed by FAO and SDGs, and the Global Reporting Initiative, which is mainly done by companies, private companies, how far they are performing or how far their activities are environmental friendly, how much they are reducing greenhouse gas, API, those kind of global reporting. So these three are the main sources from which these people, this FAO and Origin have taken up the indicators, and they developed this SDGs principle. Means the main thing is it's a down to down. Earlier we talked about top to down, but this is down to top approach. Means collective process, participatory process. And their main thing is they are saying sustainability is a pathway and it is a not stage. Means today you are not sustainable, but you can become sustainable adopting good practices. And today you are sustainable, it is not necessary that you will be sustainable unless you practice the good practices. You may become unsustainable in future. So it is a pathway. So you have to choose the pathway. And strategy adapted to GI specificities, and it is inclusive and participatory process. So this framework consists of 4 pillars, means environmental integrity consisting of 116 indicators, social well-being, 1 or 2 indicators are there, and economic resilience, 125 indicators, and good governance, 8 to 9 indicators. So these 4 pillars will determine a path of a GI towards sustainability. And it, as I said, it is a participatory process and consisting of three basic processes or basic steps, phases. First is prioritization. So if you go into geographic indication area, you do preliminary analysis and you estimate basic parameters. Then you discuss with that farmers and you see the status of your GI in terms of environment, in terms of SDGs, and now you tell me which SDG is of top priority to you. You decide. And then improvement. So prioritization, then you establish basic metrics for that. That is, if they say that SDG 2 is important, miss. So right now, what is the SDG 2 as achievement under particular geographic indication? Then how you can improve it. So this is the three steps process. And communication. Communication is cuts across all these phases, because ultimately the farmers are producers who has to follow these practices. So at every stage you have to take into them into consideration and communicate what is the status, what are the metrics, those things. So this is based on a review. I am giving some insights. So GI yet another market-based strategy towards sustainability. So you might have that greenhouse gas emission and carbon market. Carbon market, we say it is a market-based strategy. And then the purchaser of carbon credits are who? The private companies. It may be seed company, it may be pesticide company, or another company, those kind of. But we can consider GI also as a market-based strategy. But who are the buyers or who are paying to farmers is consumer as a way of premium price, because the farmers are taking up GI production, they are providing so much public goods, and we are paying those things as a consumer. So GIs are free from greenwashing, because there is an argument that carbon credits or greenwashing means actual reduction in carbon, actual reduction in greenhouse gas emission is not happening. Those kind of arguments are there. And when the carbon credit price, if you see, it's very less. It's very less means it will not incentivize the companies to search for new practices which reduce carbon emission. This is cheap. We can purchase from farmer by paying 3,000 or 3,000 per hectare. Why we have to invent some new method for reducing carbon reduction in our company? In that way, mentality can go and it may reduce innovation efforts. That kind of thing will not happen in GI. And scale, the thing is scale is limited. For a particular GI, particular district or particular place is that is the limit. But scalability is easy. As I said, all the farmers in particular geographic area have to abide by the conditions. So in that way, it's easy in scalability, but scale is limited. So these are based on these references. So now my request is, so far as economists, we are looking at GIs as a premium price fetchers only. So now we can focus on how these GIs are contributing to SDGs, whether it positively contributing or negative. First of all, out of 17, to how many SDGs particular GI is contributing, whether it is positive or negative, how to address those things, is there any synergy between those things, or is there any trade-off between those things, how to maximize positive effect and how to minimize effect, those kind of things we can research focusing on particular GIs. That is a researchable issue. So not only as a marketing tool, and it can be GI can serve as an environmental friendly tool also, that we have to explore. That is what my thing. So these are basic references based on which I say. Thank you.
Actually, thank you, madam, for your very informative session on IPR and how to relate the IPR with the SDGs. And I was delighted to receive from your presentation because we are also working towards GA, particularly first phase. I am working on GA registration, and one of our students are working on GA impact. So this is an eye opener for the students' sides also. How we can relate the IP, I mean IP as one of the IPR, that is GA, how it is contributed other than the economic impacts, how it is helping for maintaining the biodiversity and the preserving the cultural heritage, as well as for making the sustainability of the farming and the sustainability of the environment too. So how so you have given some kind of examples relating to how we can relate these two concepts in the context of SDG goals. So whenever and I think that it gives an eye opening for future research that can be concentrated on. And I think this is one of the domain we have researchable issues under IPR. IPR is one of our researchable issues, and this will give you an insight on to have some kind of researchable issues on IP as well as the SDG goals. In this context, I thank our external examiner cum guest speaker for this session on IPR and SDG, for taking effort in giving insightful thoughts on this relevant topic. Thank you, one and all.